With the release of LIEnette's witness list, these witnesses didn't even know they were on the list.
It is a very, very long and odd list of witnesses, and most of them are just hearsay witnesses, as I don't see how this will help her. If anything, it'll hurt her.
I don't see how they're even gonna show.
Yes, I understand.
Did you find LIEnette's witness list just a little odd?
Oh yeah, very. Not just a little, but very.
I don't even think it's a witness list. It's more like our Christmas miracle list.
Yeah,
like,
you could say that.
These are the people that we want on the stand.
Yes.
This
yes.
is wild.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are speculating right now with this huge witness list that involves her daughter, Russ the Sus, Don the Con,
Her sister.
We're gonna get into the sister thing.
Some woman she met on Facebook.
She doesn't even know, but she talks to every day on Facebook. They're a bit concerned, going, "Whoa! I didn't know nothing about this." Particularly her own daughter, the real daughter, biological, Lindsay. From what we've heard, she's not too happy about this at all.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
So are you telling me that some of the people listed on her long, lengthy, odd witness list don't even know that they're on the witness list?
No clue at all. They didn't find out until they watched What the Hales.
Wow, interesting. Does that shock you at all?
No, at this point, I'm pretty much not shocked by anything because the stupidity just continues to grow and grow and grow. So many people want to know, well, if they're placed on a witness list, do they have to show? And the answer is absolutely not. If LIEnette did not ask you to be in court and you did not agree, even if she did ask you and you said no, you don't show. It's really that simple, okay? So somebody such as Fleesa, who we can't wait to see on Zoom tomorrow.
But do you think she'll show, though? She's the type of person that'll say, well, I wasn't legally subpoenaed, and make a big stink of it, even though
there's the issue, right?
She says how she has files and evidence and can't wait to show the judge, but then chickens out and then doesn't show.
The same walrus that said she couldn't wait for her... What's that thing where the lawyer brings you in, asks you all kinds of questions?
Deposition.
Oh, the thing that she says you're going to get done to 11 times.
11. Yeah. Till this day, she still claims that she hasn't been legally served because it was given to Gaby Poo.
Oh, well, maybe.
Doesn't matter. You both live in the same household. In your emails to the court, you said it was your husband. So if he's 15 years or older, if you guys are living in the same household...
Okay.
If a person's living in the same household and if they're 15 years of age or older, they can accept service.
Like Stupid Lame living in his brother, Bob.
Or how Dodgy Robbie's daughter...
should say Blob.
Dodgy Robbie...
Blob! Keep going.
Dodgy Robbie's daughter touching the paperwork, which means she lives in that household, which means... he was legally served. Just because it wasn't physically given to them as defendants in a lawsuit, there's other rules that apply.
I thought it meant, I don't want to hurt my hands.
I will never look at Blue Painter's tape the same after witnessing that on the body cam footage of the police. The
only way that an individual will show up as a witness is, number one, voluntarily. They go, yes, I want to be a witness in your court case.
Yes.
And I guess there is two ways, but this is the other way. So, for example, Shara. Shara will be a witness on the court case on Friday.
Yes. And
voluntarily.
Yes. And if there weren't any violations against me with the people that I have protective orders against, I could be a witness too.
Well, you actually are on the witness list. Randy Shockett is on the witness list. So the reality is you can voluntarily say, I want to be a witness, such as Shara, who has a recording of a conversation with LIEnette talking about them looking for somebody to unalive me, to delete me from this earth, this planet. H-man. So that is going to be a crucial, pivotal point in regards to this lawsuit, for sure. Now, I know there are people who are going, Jeremy, aren't you kind of showing your cards? No. I mean, they're getting a witness list. They have it. they're going to know exactly what's going to come about.
Yeah. They have right to discovery, right?
Everybody has a right to discovery. You can't hold things back. It's going to go, boom, here it is. And you can't refute facts and truth. And so voluntarily, this can happen. But the only way, if they're not voluntarily, like, for example, LIEnette's daughter, they must be subpoenaed.
And who would be responsible for subpoenaing those people?
Oh, well...
Because it wouldn't be us, right?
No, they're not our witnesses. But we have every opportunity to cross it, and we are ready. Beyond ready with information. Oh boy, I can't wait for Felicia.
She probably doesn't know that you can cross-examine. Well, not you, but
she
the
doesn't
attorney.
know. She doesn't. Are you kidding?
She probably doesn't know.
The walrus that has been mistaken for a lawyer doesn't know?
Well, apparently recently she's been telling people she's not a lawyer.
Well, no. She also stated that she was PR, which all of this will be in court as well. It will be audio files, it will be screenshots, it'll be websites, it'll be everything in regards to all of it's going to be in court. And then she went on to say she's not PR. That doesn't make much sense, does it? That'll be fun in court. So the only way is you have to be subpoenaed. Now, they don't have enough time to subpoena. I mean, obviously they could, but the reality is, I don't think any of these people even know that they were going to be included on this list. Especially like Felicia, who won't even speak to her anymore. But communicates with Crook every single day. So you've got subpoenas to actually bring them into court. We don't have to subpoena Shara because Shara is willingly, voluntarily coming.
Correct.
You are a witness. We don't have to subpoena you because you are voluntarily coming. Randy,
Correct.
a witness. We don't have to subpoena him because he's voluntarily coming. If they're not voluntarily coming, they have to be subpoenaed. If they're not subpoenaed, they don't show. Now, here's the other thing that the judge has done as well. Because this is an all-day hearing and there's only so much time, and it's 2 hearings. Actually, it's 4 hearings. One against LIEnette, one against Crook, another against LIEnette. So you've got extension of civil protection orders, which already been extended, but for how many years? That's part of the hearing against LIEnette and Crook. Now you have hundreds, if not thousands, of contempt of court violations against LIEnette and Crook. So really, we have 4 cases all day. So what the judge has done is she said, this individual will be at this time slot, this one at this time slot, this one at this time slot, this one at this time slot, because it is 4 cases in one day. And those individuals that are witnesses will not be allowed to access anything inside the courtroom until they're called in just as a witness to be examined by the person who called them as a witness, and then they will be cross-examined by the other lawyer or the other party. Nothing else, nothing more. They will not be allowed to come in and hear anything beforehand. They will be booted immediately afterwards. Now that goes for in-person, even with George. George will be held outside of the courtroom. Nobody, these are not public hearings. These are sealed, private domestic violence hearings.
They're closed courts, yes.
Nobody will be allowed in the courtroom. Every witness will only be allowed in once the judge allows them in, and most of them are going to be through Zoom. And then they will be immediately booted. They don't get to go, hey, here you go. I want to show you this, judge. I want to show you this. They will only be allowed to be examined by a lawyer and then cross-examined by another lawyer. That's
Correct.
it.
Now, from what I remember from the very last contempt hearing, when we did the evidentiary hearing for LIEnette and Crook violating the civil protection order for not leaving immediately when I arrived at town hall.
Yeah.
I missed my flight. I think there was a national internet shutdown or something like that. Something happened with...
There's like hacking with Google or something.
Yes.
I'm
so all flights were delayed. I missed my flight.
Make
couldn't make the court hearing. And so judge allowed me to join in via Zoom. Now, I was in the waiting room. They put you in a waiting room while you're waiting on Zoom. And then once you're called in as a witness, then the judge brought me in. So I was direct examined and then I was cross-examined. Once Sean Martin was done cross-examining me, the judge did allow me to stay on Zoom. And so I was able to watch the rest of the hearing because I came
because
in
but only because you're a party.
Because I'm a party.
Under
yes.
the umbrella of the Civil Protection Orders.
Correct.
Nobody else will be allowed to stay. Only because she's a party. That is it. She is the only exception because she is a party in the plaintiff's side of this. So she's not allowed to come in beforehand. No. Even when we're in court on Friday, you will not be allowed to be in the courtroom until you are called in as a witness because you are a party in this lawsuit. Then you may stay afterwards. You are the only one. There will be nobody else. No one else. So this is going to be interesting, especially with everything going on right now. I don't know if the Anti-Ecosystem knows this, the Anti-What The Hales EcoSystem, but their lips running loose again. Boy, the day before court goes out and re-releases all these defamatory videos.
And uses our full names and hashtags us. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous.
That's one of the biggest things, third-party communication. So Fleesa continues to hashtag us. Now, we have trademark on our name. We have not gone after all those videos with all those hashtags yet because we need them for court. You've got lips doing it. You've got vomit doing it. You've got paint chips doing it. It's all third-party. It's all third-party and part of the Anti-What The Hales EcoSystem that Deuce just so happened to put all together and give us more evidence than we could have ever dreamed of.
But he wonders why we're laughing at them.
Well, we're laughing at Lips as well. Here's one of the craziest thing with Lips, which ironically, Lips is not being called as a witness, but she has her own court issues. Lips goes out there and says, I can do whatever I want because I'm ADA protected. George?
The last person that tried to pull that card got 14 felony charges, indicted for 14 felony charges, and that ADA protected card didn't work.
So here's the thing with ADA protection, okay? American Disabilities Act. ADA protected is about inclusion. Get me here, okay? Get me here. ADA protection is about inclusion, about being
discriminated against,
about not being excluded, okay? So as George said, discriminated against, not being excluded. So ADA protection protects you to be included so that you can't be excluded. So let me share an example. We have a friend that often watches What the Hales, and we're not going to use her real name. Let's just call her Melissa. How about that? Okay.
Okay.
Melissa has how many legs, George?
Well, you just said we're not going to use her real name.
We're not! Why are you giving it away? How many legs does she have? Hi, Melissa.
She has 2 bionic legs.
Okay. So she is ADA protected. Now, her position, I don't want to know the name of where she works. I don't want to know, but give me a rough, like a receptionist, something like that. What's her job?
So she does do administrative work in her field, line of field.
Let's just stop right there. So Melissa is ADA protected. In other words, if George applies for the job and Melissa applies for the job, Melissa can't be excluded because she has 2 bionic legs. She has to be looked at for the job the same as George would. ADA protection is inclusion, not exclusion. In other words, Lips has every right to be sued just as much as anybody that isn't ADA protected. The stupidity of throwing around ADA protection is so dumb. Now, here's the other thing. You've got Vomit, you've got Deuce, you've got so many of these Anti-What The Hales individuals. Fleesa going out there and saying, we're using protective orders as a sword to go after people instead of a shield like it's supposed to be in the law, right?
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, what they're saying is we go wherever LIEnette and CROOK goes.
No.
I know that. You know that. But here's the reality. You have lips going out there going, I'm ADA protected. I'm going to make ho-dunk videos about you. I'm going to call you a this and a that, and I'm going to say this about you. And then she's going to cry, I'm a victim, and then try and use it as a shield. It doesn't work that way. Civil protection orders are meant to protect the individuals, George and I. LIEnette and Crook must leave any private, any public place. It doesn't matter who gets there first. I'm sick and tired of hearing people go, well, if they're there first, you have to leave. No. You're ignorant. We've covered this so many times. If that's the way you think about it, if we're there, they must leave. If they were there for an hour, if they were there for a day beforehand, and we show up, they must leave. No questions, no communication, immediately. That's what the civil protection orders say. Immediately.
Correct. We don't have to make contact with them. They're not supposed to make contact with us. They're supposed to leave immediately and they have to be 500 feet away from us. We don't have to announce that we're coming to Walmart. We don't have to announce that we're going to be driving to the schoolhouse. We don't have to announce that we're going to the post office. That's not how that works. Our lives do not change. The moment they see us or they suspect that our vehicle's there, they must leave immediately.
So, if I'm driving down the road and I say 10 feet, which I have every legal right to communicate, they don't. And I'm trying to give them warning. I'm here. You need to leave. 10 feet. Leave. If I go to the post office, I'm here. You need to leave. Which, by the way, when we look at a post office situation, we are coming up on 50,000 orders this week online.
50,000 orders in our lifetime of selling in our online auctions.
In just over a year, we have shipped out over 50,000 orders. I'm just curious, who do you think is probably at the post office more often? Us?
We are.
Oh. And to the
That's
point...
what we do for work, is we sell and ship all over the planet.
To the point that we even worked out with the post office in Florida that we wouldn't have to go there anymore with 50,000 packages. They are actually now coming to us so that we can't, there's no more issues at the post office.
But we still have to go to the post office to pick up fan mail. We still have to go to the post office to pick up specific packages that aren't part of that manifestation sheet.
It's in the P.O. box. Yeah, we have a P.O. box. Everybody in Otter Creek must have a P.O. box, and so regular mail goes to the P.O. box.
Yeah, we get fan mail sent all the time. We have certain packages that need to be sent out. That's not part of the online auctions. We have business to deal with there daily.
So while we try and limit any interaction that could possibly happen, there's still going to be, because Otter Creek is a town of less than 100 people, there's still going to be interaction, and they must leave.
Yes.
That's not using a civil protection order as a sword. That's us living our daily lives like we are intended to legally do. They have restrictions on them, not us.
Correct.
And speaking of restrictions, let's dig into some of these witnesses. You know, like Russ the Sus, who has a restriction on himself.
I don't do email.
There you go. You heard it first.
That's pretty restrictive if you are required to actually click on a Zoom link through email.
Yeah. I mean, coming from the ex-mayor of Otter Creek, he says, I don't do emails. So does that mean he doesn't do the internet either to be able to go on Zoom?
I don't do witnesses in court. I'm curious how this is going to play out. So,
I just remembered something.
Okay.
Russ did show up for her a couple times to court hearings, and they asked him, "Who are you, and are you a witness?" And he said, "No."
No. Yeah. So we were in Levy County Courthouse, and he
in
said,
front of
"No,
Judge Grudge."
No, he is not a witness. So you've got Russ the Sus, who don't do emails.
Correct.
He's already said in Levy County Court, which, I mean, he had the perfect opportunity to be a witness, but he said he's not a witness. He's just there as support. And really what he was doing was recording what was happening on his cell phone in the courthouse. Okay.
He probably didn't even know you can just records request it. But how would he know? Because he don't do emails. I don't do the internets either.
What's an internet? Do you got one of them outernets? I need one of them outernets. Them like them outhouses that Crook and LIEnette go poo-poo in. I need me an outernet. Outernet? Outernet!
Ain't no clerk, ain't no show. Because he doesn't know how to run things.
So what do you think, George, that Russ the Sus could possibly be a witness towards in our lawsuit brought against LIEnette?
To be honest, nothing. He would just be a hearsay witness. Like, there's no involvement with him as part of the civil violation. There isn't.
I don't think he has any clue what LIEnette has done, putting his name down. I don't think there's any chance whatsoever he would even agree to show up. Because remember, this is all going to be recorded. And we are 100% verified. This is being recorded. We've already verified that with the courts. Because all of these witnesses, their testimonies while they're on the stand is going to be used in other court cases against them. So particularly Fleesa, everything she says is going to be used against her in the court of law in another lawsuit. And so everything that goes on in court on Friday is going to be used against LIEnette and Crook in other lawsuits. So,
but still, like, she was subpoenaed to be deposed for another the Fed 1 case, and she refused to come.
Dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge.
She
and dodge.
ran.
So, but we're really focused on Russ the Sus. Now, if I were LIEnette, which God forbid. Do I still have my teeth? Do I have my teeth?
Don't even want to think about that.
All right. I got more hair than
Because if you
LIEnette.
were her, I would not want to be sitting next to you. I would have a protective order against you. So you don't want to be her. Just saying.
I want to be George. I want to be just like George. Long flowing hair. my precious.
Okay, now you're freaking me out.
Well, LIEnette freaks me out. So if I were LIEnette, and I'm trying to get into LIEnette's mind, which is a very dangerous place to be.
Path.
Somehow, LIEnette thinks that she's going to hire a lawyer, come into the Ohio courts, and get everything that has already been decided somehow overturned.
Yes.
Okay. Well, court doesn't work that way.
No.
So she thinks she's going to go in there with Russ the Sus, and Russ the Sus is going to go, Jeremy's a mean, batty man. Russ the Sus charged us more than double for our water than anybody else in the town of Otter Creek. That is theft. We sued Otter Creek. We won against Otter Creek. I mean, this point is so null and void, even having Russ the Sus there. Now, Russ the Sus was the former mayor of Otter Creek. Didn't get voted back in.
No.
Now, what's he gonna testify to? Ain't no clerk, ain't no show.
I don't understand it.
Oh,
if he's
I know.
there to testify on a potential or on a violation at the town hall, too late. She's already been found guilty from the video evidence.
Ooh, I know what he's gonna say in court.
What?
You're not getting nothing from me.
Ain't no clerk, ain't no show.
Your plumber called me personally.
Hey, Russ. You need anything else from me?
Then there's Don the Con.
You gotta love Don the Con. He's so harmless, but maybe early stages of dementia from what I've experienced and seeing and talking to him in person.
His whole life, he literally called the cops because somebody stole his illegal rugs. And he called the cops, and the cops showed, this is all public record, cops show up and bust him. He literally calls the cops because his buddy steals his illegal rugs.
Yeah.
You can't make it up. And this is young Don the Con.
Yeah. In his younger years.
Yeah. Who got the Otter Creek fire truck with a silent bid while his wife was the clerk and no other bids were accepted.
Because that's not suspicious.
No, not suspicious. So why Don the Con? Of all people, why Don the Con would LIEnette say, I want Don the Con?
The only thing I can think of is the town hall incident.
Which is when you were at town hall and then they didn't leave.
Correct. When they didn't leave immediately. I think she's trying to get them to lie on her behalf, stating that she had business there, but she didn't. She wasn't on the list of qualifying candidates, and neither was Crook. And I still have the list.
Well, the reality is none of that matters. See, we're moving forward in Ohio court. We're talking about everything they have done since then.
Correct.
They've already been found guilty in the past. You can't go back and retry all these things. It's done. They can't reverse it. They can't appeal it. It's done.
Right. They can't overturn it.
Nothing.
They've already been deemed guilty.
So LIEnette and Crook taking donors' money, and frankly, vast majority that came from Fleesa, from David Rickards, only me, which was a fool. And frankly, he continues to fund crime in the United States. He continues to fund scammers and cons and felons. Try and wrap your mind around that. You got to ask the question, why? Why would somebody continue to fund all this? But you've got them trying to go backwards when this is not going to happen. None of this. This judge will immediately say, irrelevant, out, done. So, wait.
She's the judge. I can hear her now. She's like, I'm going to need you to focus. We're here to discuss the merits of the current CPOs.
Yes.
Not in the past. I
Nothing
can
to do
hear
with the
her
past.
voice right now.
It literally will have nothing to do with the past. And I think LIEnette and all of her genius, because, she was a lawyer and she did such a good job representing herself.
Yeah.
But according to her.
According to her. She did say that.
Well, Lip says that about herself as well. She's just a genius.
She's supposed to be some IQ genius.
Huh. I don't know too many IQ geniuses that take retirement in lieu of discipline by a bar. But you know what? I digress. I think I know exactly what Don the Con is going to say on the witness stand.
I think I do too.
No.
The bills and the paper.
I make the motion that we unincorporate.
Good old Don the Con. She also added Captain Dan Shannon, who's
did.
a resident of Otter Creek.
And a former committee member on the board.
Whose position was typically this.
Yeah, he would be caught sleeping. And then when he wasn't voted back in, he stopped attending the meetings.
He slept. He got paid to sleep through all the meetings. So Captain Dan, while I'm sure an incredible individual,
he's always been nice to us.
He was in the wrong position. And the reality is there's so few people, so few residents of Otter Creek. If you have the wrong people that don't know how to lead, that don't know how to make decisions for the larger populace, even though I get it, 100 people isn't a large populace. There are times I've had way more employees than 100 people. Like, I've had to literally lead more than the town of Otter Creek through everyday activities versus, the town is nothing. So why do you think LIEnette would put Captain Dan Shannon?
Well, it can't be the town hall incident that they've already been found guilty for, because he didn't attend that meeting.
Wasn't there?
However, at the post office, when she left and didn't leave immediately, he was the local resident that she spoke to outside. Just had a conversation like it was nothing.
LIEnette come up. LIEnette and Crook was driving that day, wasn't he?
She was by herself.
Oh, because Crook is posting in other people's chat that he drove her there and he didn't see your vehicle or see you. He literally just posted that like 2 days ago. I have that as evidence.
Of course, they're gonna say whatever they want to spin it into lie.
It doesn't even matter though. It doesn't matter that Crook would even say that. So she was there, no Crook. Okay.
Not that I saw, but
right.
She went to the driver.
So she gets out, comes in, makes direct eye contact with you.
And I have 3 witnesses that day. Even
3 recordings.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes direct eye contact with you.
As we're recording her.
Does she immediately leave and flee?
No.
Oh, what does she do?
She continues to go about her business and gets the mail, which she should have left immediately.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if she's just going to grab the mail real quick and then run out. and then go talk to Dan Shannon and not leave immediately. She should have turned around the moment she saw my vehicle in the parking lot. It's a tiny post office, tiny parking lot. It's not that hard. And she has called the police on me multiple times when she has seen my vehicle driving past their property and me filming for my protection as I'm driving to the schoolhouse.
All right. So you, Deanna, Kevin the cook are
Yes.
there at the post office.
And Brian.
Brian was there too.
Yes.
Yes, that's
And
right.
the reason why
often I would send Brian and Eric with you, and I would tell them the same thing every time. And I've never released this before. I would tell them, what's your main responsibility? And I would tell them, your main responsibility is make sure George is safe. It's like, I don't care about anything else. You make sure George is safe. Above all other things, you make sure George is safe. And so Brian and Eric at times has gone to the post office. So yeah, absolutely. There is protection. Very much so.
Yeah, and to be a witness in case something else happens, and to help me carry the multiple packages that we get through fan mail. During that time, we're expecting a large load of Christmas in the Creek gifts.
Yeah.
So that's why there was multiple of us, and we carpooled.
So LIEnette pulls right next to you, parks next to you, comes in.
She would have had to driven past my vehicle and parked right next to my vehicle.
She did. We've shown the videos of this. Makes eye contact with you, goes to her P.O. box, then has a conversation with Captain Dan on the outside, instead of doing exactly what the civil protection orders state. Her biological daughter, not the child, not HG. No. Her biological daughter.
This would be her second eldest.
Lindsay Gardner. It's not Preston, even though Preston, I believe, is Lindsay's actual father. So,
well, her last name, because she's married,
is Gardner.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes. Okay, because not only has Lindsay reached out to us, her husband, Price, has reached out to us as well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read a little some of this because we are prepped for this in court. I want to be very clear. So this is going to be presented in court on Friday if Lindsay shows up. This is from her husband, Price. There's fuller conversations than this. And to be clear, Price reached out to us. And to be clear, Lindsay reached out to us. There's a whole video with a phone conversation with Lindsay and how much she hates her mom. And it got to the point, by the way, I did not give Lindsay my number. As a matter of fact, I told her I would only communicate with her through Facebook. And somebody else gave her my number. Then she started to abuse my number. She was calling me all hours of the night, just like Crook, strong drink. And just like LIEnette, irrational, manic craziness.
Yeah.
So eventually I blocked them both on all social media, phone, venues, avenues, everything. It was crazy. So what do you think Lindsay's husband has to say about LIEnette?
Not good things from what I've read online that he has posted.
Yeah, he has posted a lot on our videos. He says this to us personally, which again, this will be part of court, which again, we're not showing cards, showing hands. There's a right to discovery. They get it no matter what. So Lindsay's husband says, I know her, meaning LIEnette, by Lacey.
Which was her stage name when she was a pole dancer.
I married her daughter 15 years ago. She's bipolar, pill-popping devil. Just wanted to let you know, you're not crazy. Lacey has made my life in an HE double hockey stick hell for 15 years. I'm sorry for you and your family and what you're going through this. I really, for you, sick it to her. You are my new hero. Again, this is part of a message from Price.
So what do you think prompted them to reach out to us? Because we didn't know who they were.
We've never reached out to anybody associated with her at all.
We have all the proof that they've all reached out to us. I think it's because LIEnette was like, you gotta watch What the Hales.
Well, yeah.
And they watched.
She's done a lot of damage to a lot of people. Now let's get into Lindsay, okay? So let's get into Lindsay. Now, Lindsay's conversations with me are like LIEnette's, huge. And these are just, I trimmed them down just for this video, but the full conversations will be available in court. And so if Lindsay takes the stand, she's got a lot a lot to be questioned about. Lindsay says this: I am her blood daughter. This female dog turned us into DHS and the FBI because she is, we'll say, flocking. Birds of a feather flock together, right? Because she's flocking crazy. Which then I said, turned you in for what? What is DHS? And she goes on, because she's on our What the Hales page, I only speak to Jeremy! Which, of course, she's speaking to me. Nope, I either talk to Jeremy or Georgia, or I talk to K-O-1-J-S. Just saying. Okay, let's go on. On June 10th, 2023, what would you like to know about her? Remember, none of this is solicited. This is everything from Lindsay. What would you like to know about her? I have absolutely nothing to do with that woman or her sister. Oh, wait, Patty is going to, well, she's on the witness list. That's interesting.
Now,
her
whether
sister,
she
Patty.
knows she's on the list, we don't know.
We should talk about Patty next. Oh, Patty is scared. Very scared to be deposed. Very scared. What would you like to know about her? I have absolutely nothing to do with that woman or her sister or her mother. They are all nuts. They all lie. Her mother was diagnosed with Munchausen syndrome, and I am sure she has it too. You can read the first paragraph there. It's a little crazy from Lindsay.
Now, we haven't been given any proof that she is. This is just speculation based on her experience with her own mother.
Yeah. We don't have medical records in regards to that. We've got other records that she's insane, but she nonstop turns everyone into DHS, tries to steal people's kids. She's a horrible person, and then she should not have Harley. She is mentally unstable. She's addicted to pain pills. She was once healthy looking, and the pills have caused her to look the way she does. Yes, they sell their pills also for money. Last line right there. Let's keep going, because her daughter has a lot to say about her. Which is funny, because once the Anti-What The Hales EcoSystem members started getting money, then what happened is her daughter tried to jump on that money train as well. She goes on to say she got Harley because she talked some tweaker out of their baby. She became friends with them and then their family. That was after the fact. She has always played the victim, and that is who she is. She's just as, we'll say, abusive as John is, as again can be seen right here. All right, let's look at another one. This is a huge thread of conversation. She says she thinks she needs to rescue reptiles, but they just die in her care. She tried to get my son to run away to her. That would be Landon, who called us to rescue him from LIEnette. She tried to get my son to run away to her, and she used you guys as a tool. She said she was friends with some YouTubers, and they would give him a job. They would help him make a YouTube so he could make money. She tries to brainwash kids against their parents. I fully believe she moved out there because of you guys. Well, duh! Right?
Jamie said it right in front of you and her.
She latches on to anyone she thinks she can get money or things from. As you can see right there. All right, let's look at another one again. I know when my sister was down there, they were driving around with Harley in the vehicle looking for, we'll say, prescription
detox meds.
Yes, or however you spell it. LIEnette pushed my sister out of the vehicle while it was moving and left her in the middle of nowhere. That's how LIEnette ended up back.
No, she's
talking about her sister. Okay, her sister's name is Michelle. That's how Michelle ended up back up here.
Meaning
because
Iowa.
Her mom pushed her out of the vehicle and left her stranded,
Yes.
meaning LIEnette. Okay. All right, let's go for some more. I can't wait for court. Honestly, I can't wait for Lindsay to take the stand.
It's just odd that she has her as a witness list.
Unfortunately, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. She will nonstop video everything. What part
She's
is this?
telling us
She
to
will
video
not. Yeah,
everything always.
video everything always. They should not have freedom sticks. And when she first got her freedom stick, she told me John got on his knees in front of her at their house in Northport, put the freedom stick in her hand and put it to his forehead and told her to pull the trigger. They are crazy and will end up deleting each other. This is her daughter that she wants to be a witness on stand, where all the evidence we have. Let's go for a little bit more, huh? They're good at telling lies. They're good at telling lies and making people feel bad for them. That's how she screws people out of money. The poor her, everyone is mean to her act is how she gets away with everything. When she lived in Northport, she met a lady named Jennifer. This one's interesting. There's so much. I just pulled a couple here. Named Jennifer that came to her yard sale and was looking for baby stuff she was selling from my twins. Well, somehow she managed to talk this lady into giving her her baby. It was a boy. LIEnette posted all over how she was going to have a son. Well, hold a second.
Oh, yes.
I thought she prayed for 30 years for HG, and God finally answered that prayer. But before she was posting she was going to have a son.
Yeah.
Thank God that lady went into labor early and had her baby. Once she held him, she decided to keep him. It was long after is when she found the tweaker that talked out of her baby, which is now Harley.
I do remember that post. She posted a fake baby boy.
Yeah, I remember that too.
It was so cringe and so weird.
Oh, and she has some stuff to say about Crook as well. Crook owned a bar with his brother. The reason he moved to Florida is because he was running. He told someone when he was really, really
on the strong
drunk that he unalived someone, and that's why he went to Florida. They will know where you got this information from, so if you don't mind not putting it in a video, we would appreciate it. Anything else you would like to know? Now, she already knows we put everything in a video, and we never tell her that it will not go in a video. If she wants to communicate, she can communicate. She can't communicate. She hasn't been able to communicate for well over a year because I blocked her on everything because she's just as psychotic as they are. So that's her own daughter. What do you think her sister has to say about her? Patty Hale. What do we know about Patty?
The infamous Patty Hale, which allegedly is the sister that drove at least 8-hour round trip to come look at a piece of property in Otter Creek back in 2018 with LIEnette.
Interesting. How would LIEnette know that a piece of property was in a tax sale in Florida when it's not broadcasted on the internet in Florida?
She wouldn't.
The only way you would know is if you went to the tax office
in person and looked through the binder.
County. But that's LIEnette's story. She's sticking to it. She knew about this because she went and viewed it with her sister Patty.
Yeah.
Isn't Patty listed somewhere on public documents?
Yeah, she's also listed as one of the directors on her 501c3.
Really, the one that she had the status revoked because she has never in 3 years submitted a 990, which is an absolute law requirement for any nonprofit.
Yeah, nothing's been submitted to the IRS for the last 3 years.
Interesting. So we hear Patty is beyond scared to be deposed by Randy.
Yeah, but why would she be scared if her sister is innocent and
that's what I don't get.
Can prove the lies and dispute and debunk the lies? Like, wouldn't she want to protect her sister and show, yes, I did look at property in 2018 and we went together and she didn't stalk him, but then we've never had conversations with her. She is one family member that has not reached out to us, which I'm shocked.
Yeah, we've never heard a word from her.
No. But she does post, she was a member in LIEnette's multiple Facebook groups, specifically Otter Creek Friends and Family, who she deleted, but then 3 days later created her Standing in the Trash page. Yeah. But I know that Patty does not have a good relationship with Lindsay. And she trash talks Lindsay online. And there was a public post about it, calling her a runk. And that she is inappropriate and abusive with her children. So I don't see how having her sister Patty as a witness list is going to help her, because at this point it'll just all be hearsay. We've never had any contact with her. She's never reached out to us. We've never reached out to her, as we've never reached out to anyone that is watching this story. But I don't see a benefit how her sister would help.
So we do know through certain venues, channels, people, Patty is scared to death to be deposed. And eventually she will be in the federal suits. She has never reached out to us. Therefore, it's completely and totally irrelevant. There is no need for this witness. So there's nothing that LIEnette and Crook have done that we are bringing charges against that Patty could go, no, they didn't do that. She's not an eyewitness to anything.
When LIEnette was deposed the first time and she canceled and no-showed because her mother died, her mother didn't die, the courts wanted proof of that. Guess who sent the proof? Her sister, through an email.
Maybe.
That's not proof that the mother was in the hospital.
So, do you think LIEnette is thinking in her mind she's going to get to retry Levy County again? My mom died. My mom didn't die. I didn't show up for my deposition.
Who knows?
How foolish. The only thing that gets tried on this date is our civil protection order moving forward and all the contempts moving forward, the violations. And we're not talking hundreds, thousands. And Patty has nothing to do with any of them. Who's this Lori?
If it's the same person that she claims is her best friend on her witness list, she's just some random old lady that they probably met on Facebook. So again, we've never had conversations with her. I know she's active. If it's the same Lori, she's very active in some of the What the Hales Facebook groups, making comments. Definitely not a fan of you, but again, her testimony would just be hearsay. So I don't understand how having this Lori person, again, if it's the same person, be on the witness list.
This would be a great way for Lori to find herself in a lawsuit. So you come into a lawsuit and everything is being recorded and is going to be used in other lawsuits. If she breaks the law, whether she perjures, she lies, whether she defames, she tries to destroy our businesses by what she says.
Well, whether she even shows up or even knows that she's on the witness list.
Well, I'm pretty sure she probably knows she's on the witness list if she's an avid watcher and viewer of What the Hales.
Yes.
Which is unique that she would say she hates us when she watches everything we do.
Just loves to hate.
Yeah, that's a pretty pathetic way to live. I mean, the reality is we want our life back. These people have done this to our life, and we have to record it for accountability, for safety.
Yeah. I mean, even Lindsay gave us that tip.
Record everything. Straight up
because she knows that her mother is a proven lying liar and is dishonest.
Yeah. So, I mean, my greatest guess is this old lady isn't going to be showing up for anything because, again, she's not an eyewitness to anything in our legal lawsuit against LIEnette, and she risked the liability of being sued if she breaks the law as a witness on the stand in the court as well. That would be pretty foolish, but again, if she wants to voluntarily, have at it. We're ready, we're prepped. But if she's not subpoenaed, we'll find out. You know, we were looking at one of the lawsuits from the past in Ohio, and LIEnette was asked by the judge, do you have any witnesses? And LIEnette said, no one would show. Last but not least.
Oh, this one's a good one.
We've got McIntyre.
Yes.
We've got Deputy McIntyre.
Yeah, he is a corporal, and he's one of the supervisors that works for Levy County Sheriff, because remember, the regular street deputies, they're not allowed to get involved if there's any complaints or calls from either ourselves or LIEnette and Crook.
Now, the reason that happened was because Deputy Duncan screwed up so bad on sound recorded at Town Hall, which, by the way, every incident we've talked about, LIEnette and Crook have been held guilty
Correct.
in the courts for.
Yes.
And Levy County Sheriff has done nothing, literally nothing. And so Deputy Duncan screwed up so bad that Levy County Sheriff Department went, okay, only supervisors are allowed to respond to the Hales or to Preston or LIEnette and Crook.
Yes. And then there was additional conflicts of interest with Tom Martin. He's not one of the supervisors that's allowed to get involved.
That supervisor isn't, because of Amanda Martin and what she's done to us, and then her son assaulted me in barbecues. Now, I didn't rip his head off, but well, we'll just leave it at that. I didn't do anything.
Well, you had your back turned and we were having a meal with friends and he came up behind you, hit you on your back, and then
I took him outside.
You took him outside because you were friends with the owner of the restaurant and didn't want any problems inside.
So if there was going to be a problem, it was going to be outside. And, well, cowards do what cowards do. He threw his sweet tea on me and he ran. That reminds me of some other people that have been running. So Tom isn't allowed to respond to anything. So McIntyre, you know what his training was for this position, right?
Making cakes.
Yep, he was a cake
Who
decorator.
doesn't love cake?
Love cake.
Love a good cake.
I wonder if he decorates all the cakes for all the parties over at the department.
Love cakes.
Oh.
So he first came on the scene when you called to file a complaint on them violating the CPO.
Chances are at that point I was probably beyond frustrated with Levy County. They have broken not only state law, Florida law, they have broken federal law. And Dan Owens, the assistant DA over there, has put in writing to not enforce our civil protection orders. Right. So Levy County Sheriff keeps pointing fingers at Dan Owens, but Dan Owens, in his response to our pleading a lawsuit against him, as he acted outside of his actual position, okay, so he doesn't have immunity. He acted outside of if he was acting within his position and within his responsibilities, but he didn't. He stepped outside
and
of
he
it.
put it all in writing, just like Deuce.
Deuce, these people are so dumb.
Put it all in writing.
So dumb. So Dan Owens now, in his response to our pleading and the lawsuit, is going, no, you need to sue Levy County Sheriff. I'm immune. You need to sue the Sheriff Department. I'm curious how Levy County Sheriff feel about that. I got a feeling we're going to be finding out.
I mean, obviously they don't care, because LIEnette tried to sue Corporal Gregory when they did the Lloyd rescue. He was on a lawsuit filed by LIEnette. So for them to agree to come and be on a witness list for her when she was suing one of their own is just mind-boggling to me. So I don't see how it's going to help her case, but it's definitely going to help with ours, proving that they refuse to take full faith and credit in the civil stalking protective order and to hold them accountable when they violate it.
Our lawyer cannot wait for Brett Beecham to be on the witness stand. Now, I don't at all think he's going to show.
No.
There is no way that any sheriff deputy or corporal or undersheriff is going to show without a subpoena.
No.
And
I agree.
they didn't subpoena anybody.
No.
And if he does show willingly, oh boy, that shows conspiring. You know, that's not good on their behalf.
It's just going to show bias. He was supposed to be there for the Lloyd rescue. He didn't even show. He sent Corporal Gregory.
He told them that he was going to be there in person to rescue Lloyd from the property.
Well, to supervise.
And he didn't.
Nope.
He sent Corporal Gregory.
Yep.
They will not show without a subpoena. I guarantee you they have not been subpoenaed. And the stupidest thing that these individuals could ever do, Brett Beecham, when we took our civil protection orders to the Levy County Sheriff office, we said, we need you to domesticate these in Florida. We don't even have to do that. That's Florida law. Federal law says they have to give full faith and credit. They have to enforce it. But we went a step above and went to actually domesticate them in Florida. And he looked at me and he went, do you know how to call 911?
Oh my God! And this
I'm
is the
sitting-
undersheriff.
This is the undersheriff, and I'm sitting there. And
He
go,
grabs
how
the paperwork.
Disrespectful. How disrespectful. How foolish. He goes, "Do you feel safe?" I went, "I'm standing here in the sheriff department office right now. Obviously, I feel safe. You're all armed." But my answer today would be, no, I don't feel safe anywhere near a Levy County sheriff.
Well, when you handed him the paperwork and
deputy.
explained what he was supposed to do with it, he's like,
I don't know what to do.
what do you want me to do with this? Just so unprofessional.
It's ridiculous.
His mannerisms, like everything about him was just unprofessional. And this is the undersheriff. And so at the end of the conversation, you even had to call Randy for Randy to break it down and explain it to him. And he still had no clue.
By the way, his father, who is deceased, his father was a very highly respected judge in Levy County.
From what we hear.
Yes. Very celebrated, very respected. And I wonder what his father would think about all this. You know, I went and visited a local church in Levy County, and I went to Sunday school. And there was Beecham, the teacher. And I went, no. This person who treated me so horrendously in the Levy County Sheriff Department is now going to try and teach me about Christ, going to try and teach me about Christian love. No. I never went back. Now, I'm sure the church is a phenomenal church. And I have my own problems. You could go, Jeremy, well, you did this and you claim to know Christ. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have my own issues that I have to deal with. So his issue rubbed me wrong. I'm sure my issues rub him wrong. And at the end of the day, I don't want to see him and he don't want to see me. But if we get the opportunity, if he's on that witness stand, all of it is being recorded. All of it is being used in lawsuits. And as Dan Owens already said, why are you suing me? You need to sue Levy County Sheriff Department. Oh. Yeah, that's a coming too.
You think we're gonna get a rare sighting of Fleesa, or do you think she's gonna be stuck in a truck?
Oh my goodness, who knows? She'll probably have her camera turned off.
But you're not allowed to do that in court, and everything she says is gonna be used against her in court.